beautiful vinyl community and the YouTube universe. Kendall Stokes coming at you with another video for the Spin Doctor and his vinyl mayhem. It's a beautiful Sunday afternoon, August 28th. Where's the month gone? Where's the year gone, really? But that's beside the point. Real quick, I just want to make a video about a couple things. One being my thoughts on Michael Ludwig, or Michael 45 RPM's live stream he did yesterday with Bernie Grundman, Ryan K. Smith, and Chad Kassem of Analog Productions, Acoustic Sounds, and Quality Record Pressings. I thought it was good. I mean, I enjoyed it. Felt like I got a lot of information out of it. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, at times they were kind of all over the place, but that's kind of what happens, I think, when you get four people on four different areas in different places trying to do one live stream like that. You know, you're gonna talk over yourself, you're gonna kind of get off topic, which, like I said, it did happen. But again, I felt like there was so much talked about and discussed that it was really enjoyable. You know, it went longer than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was only going to be like an hour and a half, 2 hours tops, and I think they went almost like 2.5 hours, if not more. But when you have, you know, three personalities, or four if you count Michael too, talking about something that they're so passionate about and love and are knowledgeable about, it's going to go on for a while. and I think it did. But like I said, for the best, I think. I mean, we got a lot of good information. You know, they talked about DSD and digital and the things they don't like about it, and you know, why they like cutting from analog tape. You know, they talked about, you know, the ups and downs of it. You know, and you know, Bernie's been doing this for so long, you know, and then Ryan's been doing it for a little while now, but he's still kind of a young guy when it comes to this thing. But both of them, you know, have done so much good music. And you know, Chad, obviously, Chad is a juggernaut, really. You know, he is so passionate about this. I mean, more than anybody I think I've ever seen. Just, he loves it. He wants the best sound. You know, he wants perfection, really. And you know, that's awesome. And you know, the fact that he owns what he owns, he can demand that, and he can do what he can to get that. You know, there were a lot of comments and questions, obviously, during the live stream, and Rachel's Ghost, shout out to her. She, you know, kind of went through all that and made it possible for them to see it and what was, you know, highlighted on the actual live stream. And you know, a couple of my, you know, comments actually made it, so thank you, Rachel. But I mean, basically, I just said, you know, it's so great to see so much passion from these guys about this business, about music, about vinyl. You know, I think it's great. You know, you could feel the emotion and the passion coming off of Chad, especially. But I mean, all of them. You know, they're so into it. They're so passionate about it, and I think that's great. You know, to be passionate about something. You know, we talk about a vinyl community or a vinyl family, and you know, it's definitely true. You know, we all love this thing, this tangible, physical thing that we can touch. You know, records and music, and we live it, we breathe it, we talk about it constantly. My wife would say I probably talk about it way too much, and I spend too much money on it, which I'm working on. But you know, it's a great thing for me to get involved in and to be a part of, and I love it so much, like these guys do. I don't claim to know as much as them. You know, a lot of the stuff that they talked about, I'm not gonna lie, I was like, I don't really know what that means. And then the stuff that I did, I was like, oh, okay, cool. You know, I never claimed to be an audiophile junkie or nerd or whatever. I don't understand everything. I don't have the best system in the world, but I know what I can hear and I know what I like. And, you know, that's one of the things that they talked about. It's important to know what you hear and what you like, and make your decisions based off of that. And I think that's so true. So just a shout out to all those guys, you know, to Michael, to Rachel, and to, you know, the guys that put that stuff together. And, you know, shout out to Bernie and Ryan and Chad for taking part in it, of course, and making it good for us, you know, for our ears, so that we could hear that great discussion about this. A lot, like I said, a lot of great stuff. So if you haven't already, actually subscribe to Michael's channel. I do, and subscribe to Rachel's channel. I do as well. I need to get more involved in Rachel's channel. So that's something I'm gonna try to do. Now the other topic that I wanted to talk about today, which I actually had planned before Michael did his live stream, so that's why this video is doing what it's doing. But I wanted to talk about 5 records that I call go-to records, or comfort records, maybe. You know, it's like you have a whole bunch of records and you're just kind of trying to figure out, what do I want to listen to today? And you go, you know what? I can't go wrong with this record. Or, you know, you want to have something on in the background while you're doing some work around the house, or some work on your computer, or whatever. This is one of the records that I'm going to put on because I know it so well and I love it that much. So these are 5 records that I have on my list. There's no order or anything, because, you know, I've talked about records that have sentimental value to me in the past, and those are definitely records that would be on this list, but these are 5 that I haven't really talked about, or I haven't talked about much. So let's get into it. The first one I want to talk about is, oh, it's a good one, Boston's self-titled debut record. One of the best debut records of all time. This record right here is phenomenal from start to finish. Every song is a song that you hear on the radio still today. You know, for a band to come out of the gates hitting this hard, to me, is just phenomenal. I know this record so well. I know every song on here. I can sing along to every song on here. And plus, look at that awesome cover too. Isn't that cool looking? And I love the hype stickers, you know, the More Than a Feeling, and then it kind of explaining who Boston is. It's on the Epic label here, the orange label. It is a first pressing. And this is in phenomenal shape. I mean, we're talking clean and quiet, no kind of noises, feedback, nothing. Just super, super quiet. And you know what? I know there's a half-speed master of this, and I don't know if there's a mobile fidelity, but I don't need anything else besides this, because this is perfect. This is honestly perfect. And like I said, the track listing, More Than a Feeling, Peace of Mind, Foreplay, and Long Time, which, you know, is Foreplay is the intro into Long Time. It's really, really cool. You know, and then Rock and Roll Band, Smokin', Hitch a Ride, Something About You, Let Me Take You Home Tonight. I mean, just a perfect record in my opinion. Let's look at these guys. They were like, come on world, we're ready for you now. It's just really, really cool, really great record. So happy I have this record. And you know, it's an easily accessible record. I didn't spend a lot of money on this. This was an upgrade copy that I had another copy that wasn't as good a copy as this, and when I saw this and the price on it, I was like, I gotta jump on it, because it's in the shrink still, you know. I mean, and it's perfect in every way. Like I said, Boston's one of those bands that they didn't make a lot of records, but the ones they did were great, starting with this one. You know, sadly, a lot of the guys from Boston aren't around. Well, I say a lot. Really, the lead singer I know of for sure is the one that isn't around anymore. But you know, this is timeless music in my opinion. It's great rock and roll. It's something that, you know, you can be a hard rock, heavy metal type guy. You can be a laid back kind of, you know, singer-songwriter kind, and still just love this record. And I love this record. Like I said, it's one of my go-tos because I can just relax and enjoy. So that's one of the first records I wanted to talk about. The next one is a great record, and I've talked a little bit about it, but I've also talked about their debut album first. But this is Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young, Deja Vu. And this is the second record by Crosby, Stills, and Nash. The first one to involve Neil Young. And for those of you that don't know, and I mentioned it before, but I'll mention it again. You know, all four of these guys came from bands. Stills and Young were in Buffalo Springfield. Graham Nash was in the Hollies, and David Crosby was in the Byrds. And you know, Buffalo Springfield kind of dissolved, and Neil Young went solo. Stephen Stills did some solo work as well. Graham Nash left the Hollies. David Crosby was kicked out of the Byrds. That's a whole other story there. But those three came together through Joni Mitchell. Now, they, as far as I know and have read, you know, they kind of came together through just jamming at her house one day and were like, let's do this. And they did. If I remember correctly, all three of them also dated her at one time. I could be wrong. Stephen Stills may not have. The other two, Graham Nash and David Crosby, I know did date Joni Mitchell. Stills, I'm not 100% on. But this record, like I said, this is their second record. And this is my favorite of theirs. My favorite song of theirs is actually on their first record, Sweet Judy Blue Eyes. This one, however, I think as a complete album is just great. It's perfect. Not a filler song on there, in my opinion, of course. It's on the Green and Red Atlantic label. This is the first pressing. I think it's a Presswell pressing. Again, this record, it sounds great. It's in really great condition. You know, I know there's a remaster that just came out for the 50th anniversary last year. But I really don't. I really feel like I don't need it. Record Store Day last year they did the alternates, which was kind of a cool cover. It was a light brown, had a different cover on there, and there were different takes of most of the songs on here. So that was really cool to have. But this album, great. What I think about this album, I think about the songwriting and the styles. You know, every member brought something new to the band or something different to the band. Graham Nash kind of focused on the more acoustical harmonies, slow songs, Our House, or Teach Your Children on this record. David Crosby kind of with the crazy, almost psychedelic, and then Stephen Stills with that phenomenal guitar playing on there. Oh my gosh, his guitar tone on this record. You know when Stephen Stills was playing the guitar on this record. It's great. And then Neil Young brought a couple to it as well. Some really good stuff. Helpless, I believe, was him, if I remember correctly. But just such a great record. And Jerry Garcia playing the steel lap slide guitar on Teach Your Children. That's always pretty cool. But yeah, just love this record. Can listen to it straight through without any going, oh, not this song. I'm like, ooh, yeah, I forgot about that one. Like if I haven't listened to it in a while. Just a great record, and honestly, I think really they're best. I know Mobile Fidelity is about to release their first record as a one-step. I do have that, as you can tell right there. Not the Mobile Fidelity, but their first record, which is a great record. But to me, this one definitely tops it. So, love listening to that one. Can listen to it all the time. The third one. So this one I have on this list mainly because, well, for one, it's good, and then two, it's also one of my wife's go-tos, and that is best-selling album of all time, Thriller by Michael Jackson. First pressing on that Epic label right here. If you can't see that, there we go. That Epic label. Last week I showed Off the Wall, which, by the way, Bernie Grundman mastered and cut this record, Off the Wall, and I believe Bad as well. You know, Off the Wall was a great record, and Michael saw a lot of success off of it, and then he came back with this Juggernaut, which, as we know, I mean, I really don't need to say a whole lot about this record other than the fact that it's great. It's another one of those ones where I think every song on it's really good, and people will be like, well, what about The Girl Is Mine with Paul McCartney? You know what? I like that corny pop. I like it. I love Paul McCartney. I like Michael Jackson. You put them together, you're going to have a good combo. Say may be a better song, but it's not on this record. So, but love this record. Again, very accessible. I spent maybe $10 on this record, and it was in phenomenal shape. The cover's a little beat up, not like terrible, or anything, but the record itself, there's no sound, there's no feedback, there's no nothing. It's flat, it plays great. Super happy to have this record in my collection. Yeah, if you're a record collector, you gotta have a copy of this in your collection, in my opinion. Every song on here is great. Want to be starting something. Like I said, the Girl Is Mine. Beat It, Thriller, Human Nature, probably my favorite, to be honest with you. Pretty Young. Everything on here is just so good. It's one of those ones you can just put on, let it go. And of course, as we know, we are getting ready to celebrate the 40th anniversary of this. And there's a lot of controversy over it, obviously, with the fact that Mobile Fidelity is coming out with a one-step. And then, there's going to be some other versions, I think, for Walmart and Target. I don't know if there's anything else. But a lot of people are kind of upset because Bernie Grundman was not asked to do anything on this. And he did the original. And if you watch the live stream, you hear him talk about it a little bit. And I think that's the same. Come on, why not get the man who did the original involved if he's still around and still, doing great stuff? So, a little bit of a shame, kind of a wasted opportunity, I think. I'll wait and see about the anniversary ones and if there's anything more special about it. I'm on the fence about the Mobile Fidelity one, just because of, records are so pricey. But it may be one that I eventually break down and get. Like I said, I was hoping there was going to be a cut from analog straight, from Bernie Grundman, but apparently that's not the case. So, but this one sounds amazing. If I only ever have this one, I'll be fine. But love this record. My wife, like I said, she is a huge fan of this record, and especially the song Thriller. I think a lot of it has to do with Vincent Price. The famous laugh, the monologue through it, just great stuff. And of course the music videos for these records, oh my gosh, or for all these songs, oh my gosh, a few weeks ago I talked about Weird Al Yankovic. If it wasn't for Michael Jackson, I'm not sure Weird Al would have ever gotten to the level he is, because he parodied, Beat It and Bad, and with those amazing videos and stuff. So, but love that record. So glad that I have it in my collection. It's one I go to a lot. Next one, also kind of tied to my wife and my daughter, for that matter. And it's another one of the best-selling records of all time. And this is Fleetwood Mac Rumors. Now, this is the 2-disc cut at 45 RPM at Palace Pressing. Believe that was cut by Stephen Hoffman and Kevin Gray. Everyone says this is the best sounding copy of this record, and you know what? They're definitely right. It's good. It's extremely impressive, just everything that comes out of it. And then just the record itself, this was the second record to have Lindsey Buckingham and Stevie Nicks. And a lot of the sound that this record and the first record portrayed was because of them. And there's the controversy around this record and what was going on in the band. People were sleeping with other people and they weren't getting along. They were in different parts of the studio recording, and the emotion in it, just incredible that it was able to turn into this. amazing record. Every song on here is another one of those ones that you hear them on the radio. And my favorite song, and also my wife's favorite song, go figure. I didn't know that until after, but Never Going Back Again. That guitar part that Lindsay is playing is just phenomenal and very underrated guitarist. He's a songwriter, and like I said, half the songs on here, believe it or not, Lindsey Buckingham and Stevie Nicks were performing as a duo before they joined Fleetwood Mac. There's a live performance recording from Alabama, I believe, in 1975, before they joined the band, of them doing a bunch of the songs. So yeah, but just a phenomenal record. And like I said, this pressing of it, if you can get one, definitely do it. Now the prices are up there. Every once in a while it'll get re-released and the price will come down, but right now, like I was looking, it's not exactly cheap to get one. So I felt very lucky to get one when I did, because I got it at a good price. So, but great record, one everyone should have in their collection. The last record I want to talk about is my favorite Tom Petty record, and that is Full Moon Fever. Now this record came out, it's considered a Tom Petty solo record, not a Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers record. This came out in the late 80s, I believe. For some reason, I would normally know, but right now my mind's not working correctly, so I apologize. But this record was produced by Jeff Lynne, the great Jeff Lynne of ELO. And it's just phenomenal from start to finish. This is an original pressing, and it is super clean. Again, another one of those perfect, quiet, dead silent, flat, get everything you need right here. I do have another pressing of a 2021 right here. When it's one of my favorite records, I was an impulse buy. But first pressings, originals like this, are a little bit harder to come by and find. They're a little bit pricey. I got a really good deal on this one, actually. And I've seen the value go up in it. So I think it's pretty cool. But I mean, this, just, to me, the cover is iconic, and just the music is too. Roy Orbison contributes to it, George Harrison, of course Jeff Lynne does. So right there you got the Traveling Wilburys, except for Bob Dylan. But you could tell that Tom trusted Jeff. They were good friends, and he trusted Jeff to help him make this record. And again, it's not considered a Heartbreakers record, although I believe they did play on it. But again, this was when I got into record collecting. I was like, this is one of the records that I have to add to my collection because I love it. So I did what I could to find one, and I got one right here. I'm very excited about that. I had it for a while now, I'm not gonna lie, but just a phenomenal record. Love it to death. Super excited to have this copy, and I love listening to it because it's so good. I mean, Free Fallin', I Won't Back Down, the opening 2 tracks, come on, you hear those on the radio all the time. But great stuff right here. Well done. And like I said, these are 5 records that I can just go to and be like, I'm good, I can just relax, enjoy, So thank you guys for watching. If you would, please like, subscribe, share, maybe even. Leave comments, let me know what you guys thought about the live stream for Michael Ludwig yesterday. Let me know what you think of these records. Let me know what your go-to records are when you just need to not worry about anything and just put music on. I love reading comments. I don't get a whole lot, but I'm hoping that'll change. I'm wanting to grow, and hopefully you guys can help me with that. I enjoy doing this. It's a lot of fun. I'm hoping to continue to progress and do more, get upgrade things and have things look better, sound better. But it's going to take time and a process because I am on a budget as well. When I got 3 kids at home, that take a lot of my time. I have a full-time job. But this is something that's never going to go away, and that's my love of this, my love of the music, my love of the records. So thank you for being a part of that with me. Until next time, listen to some great music and spin some great records. See you guys later.